talk to you about your decision to return.
Yeah.
Just how close were you to going into
Um.
the draft, and what made you come back?
I mean, there was options on the table. I definitely from a couple teams that I could have took, but for me, I think just another year to grow as a player um, was ultimately the decision to come back and maybe further my stock even more. But just excited to go at it again with this team and coach and one last go around.
Does it help knowing that there's more, even though there's so many new players, a couple of them have played either JUCO ball with like Duarte or
Mhm.
Mathis and Shakur have played a
Mhm.
lot of college basketball
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
You're not relying on
Yeah.
newcomers to college
Mhm.
basketball per se.
No, definitely. I mean, I don't think we're starting over. I think we got a lot of experience. Um, guys are kind of already gelling really well. So it's going well right now, and I think this group is a lot farther than I would compare it to almost my freshman year. How quickly guys are learning and how quickly we're moving along.
Well, why do you think that's the case? What's driving
Um,
that?
I think. I mean, it could be a lot of reasons. Guys are gelling a lot better, paying attention more. Um, I mean, it's just a different group, and I think people are just following instructions more.
Well, Peyton, who are some of the players that, maybe all of them stand out, the new ones, but two or three of the new ones that you could mention stand out, and that was
Um,
Anthony Mathis.
yeah.
How much has he grown since high school and played this one?
Um, I mean, he's grown every year. I mean, obviously, me and Anthony living under the same roof growing up, so I've seen his progress every year. So for him, his shot has always been dynamic and one of the best shooters I've ever been around. Um, some of the younger guys, they've grown so much with Chandler, Luke, and CJ. They all have potential. Their ceiling's really high, and then Shakur just came here, but we're gonna need him to be a big energy guy, and then um, with Eugene and Eric, they'll sit out this year, but they'll be good for the team next year.
You said one of the reasons you stayed was because you had some things you wanted to work on.
Hmm.
What exactly have you been working on to help you take that next step?
I think really just kind of tightening everything up, but I think this year, going in this year, I'm in the better shape than I was last year, even though how I finished it. I was in tremendous shape. I felt like playing both ends of the court, but going in this year, I think I want to be even more dynamic on both ends and kind of being aggressive and leading that team how I did in the last 10 games. And I feel like it's going to be my main role this year. Is I got to be that aggressor and to push the tempo and all that. But really, that's kind of where tightening things up and just keep on moving.
How do you guys capture that vibe you guys had that last two
Hmm.
games of the regular season when you returned to play?
It starts on the defense end, and I think it also starts with the us leaders. Um, I think one thing I learned from last year is that you always got to be on. Not necessarily means hitting shots or anything, but your mentality. When they look at you, you got to be like looking ready to go. And so, I think everybody's preparation follows off of what those main guys do.
You mentioned defense twice now,
Hmm.
improving defense, and Francis touched on rebounding being a
Yeah.
point of emphasis for him. Is that going to be kind of a new emphasis to this team, is defense and rebounding?
Definitely. I mean, guys got to find their niche, and I think for Francis, obviously being a big time rebounder, that's gonna get him a lot of playing time, and ultimately, what this team needs is for him to have big rebounding games. But I mean, everybody's gonna have to rebound. But I think we've learned from last year to freshman year defensively, those teams make it far, and I think that's why we made it far last year. My freshman year, that team made it far, and then obviously the championship team, Virginia, this year, they were big on defense. So um, defense will save you some games and win you games when your offense isn't going. So.
Well, last year you knew it was defense, Coach Preach's defense, but it wasn't until the last 11 games you have opponents that average under 55 points that actually happened.
Hmm.
So, they're going to hear it, but what is going to make it a reality? You think they're going to get there a lot quicker this year?
Definitely. I think a lot of that will start with me and how I take the approach I take to defense because again, with being like us leaders, if we're approaching the defense and our intensity is high, then everybody else's intensity better be that high, or they might not be playing. So, like I said, that's what I worked forward to, getting in better shape. So I can never take a play off. So if I'm not taking a play off, then nobody else can take a play off.
What's the goal in these kind of early part of this off-season practice? Is to kind of fill each other out, kind of see what you guys are working down the court together in a practice setting? Or?
No, definitely not. I mean, filling each other out, that should have been long gone since summertime, since we first got here. So now it's the competitive level got to go up another notch. I mean, really, guys got to be competing. You got to go after spots, and that's the only way we can really push each other. So right now it should be like blood in the water, competing.
4 years into this, what would you want to tell yourself as a freshman came in?
That it will be it'll be a roller coaster of emotions, and I think that's for the younger guys that there's gonna be days where you're super frustrated, and then there's gonna be days you're super happy. But for the most part, you got to keep level-headed and just kind of keep working. And it's gonna be a grind at times, but if you keep pushing, then you'll see the outcomes.
How much did not making the first team all Pac-12 motivate you this offseason? No, and notice that it really bugged you.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I definitely didn't deserve it. Now, did it bug me and it lit a fire in me? Definitely, but I know I wasn't deserving of it, and the way I played during Pac-12 play and a lot of last year I was disappointed, but I was like I said, it's a roller coaster, and I let the emotions get the best of me at times, and my confidence dipped, but I think you just learn from that and just don't let that happen again.